Greetings. My name is Doug Abbott, and I'm putting together a series of videos to help teachers get through the High Reliability Teacher Program. I'm a teacher here in Westminster Public Schools, and I've been teaching for 16 years. I've taught everything from elementary school, levels 2 through 5, all the way up into middle school now, where I currently teach middle school literacy, level 6, 7, and 8. I'm author of the book Teaching in a Competency-Based Elementary School, the Marzano Academy's model, co-author with Dr. Marzano, and I present on competency-based education. This course, and they're high reliability courses, there are 4 of them. There's Level 1 Course 1 and Level 1 Course 2. Level 2 is its own course. It's about student learning. Level 3 is its own course with valid and rigorous feedback. We're really going to focus in on Level 1 Course 1 at this time. The learning objectives for Level 1 Course 1 are for you to understand and implement a model of instruction. And I think that understand and implement is really key. We really want you to get to know your model of instruction inside and out, and know that you're utilizing it on a daily basis. You're to create unit lesson plans and daily lesson plans that are aligned to that model of instruction. Along with that, you're to complete a self-assessment along that model of instruction and create growth goals. You're to administer student pre- and post-surveys aligned to those growth goals, engage in deliberate practice to improve those growth goals, and implement a student self-actualization project where a project connects students to something greater than themselves. All your work on the HRT program will be done through the Moodle. You can find that at moodle.marzanoresources.com. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, you already have a login. All work is done through this Moodle. You're going to submit artifacts, videos, etc., and you'll receive direct feedback. Moodle has some resources that you should be aware of. There's an overview of videos. There are certification guides. There's access to the New Art and Science of Teaching ebook, as well as the entire Marzano compendium, and some helpful links. Level 1 Course 1 consists of 4 elements. Element 1, submit evidence of an explicit model of instruction. Element 2, submit a self-assessment and growth goals. Element 3, evaluate survey results to gauge student outcomes relative to your growth goals. And Element 4, implement at least one project in the classroom designed to enhance student self-actualization and connection to something greater than self. We're really going to focus in on Element 1 for this video. Element 1 is where you're submitting a model of instruction, talking about how you implement that model, making a reflection video, and ultimately submitting some unit plans and lesson plans. So let's get into it. Task 1A. Task 1A talks about models of instruction. Now, a model of instruction is a structured framework that outlines the methods and strategies teachers use to facilitate student learning. Serves as a guide for consistent and effective teaching, ensuring that all students receive high-quality instruction, no matter which school or classroom they're in. This is usually a larger framework provided by your district. It should include specific instructional practices, classroom management techniques, and assessment methods. This is not something like the gradual release model, which is a great instructional practice, but not necessarily a model that guides your entire district and thinking. If you work in WPS, Westminster Public Schools, you have an instructional model. This is our instructional model that we use. It's based on the Marzano Academy instructional model, which in turn was also based upon the New Art and Science of Teaching. You'll see that there are 5 different domains: feedback, content, context, agency, and professionalism. Within those domains, there are 12 design areas. Within those 12 design areas, there are 31 observational categories and 7 non-observational categories for a total of 60 elements. If you don't work in WPS, you also have options. Many districts have their own model of instruction, some of them provided here, many of them based upon Dr. Marzano's work. If you do not have a model of instruction, we highly encourage you to use the New Art and Science of Teaching for Element 1 and for all of these tasks, so that you get to know the New Art and Science of Teaching, which you'll be using for the remainder of these courses. Criteria for acceptance. On Task 1A, the model name must be listed. The major components are listed as described. Briefly describe in a way that communicates the nature of each component. For WPS, you need to describe the 5 domains as well as the 12 major design areas. Subcomponents need to be listed. All subcomponents are listed, if not explained. For WPS, that's all of the elements listed. Task 1B, explain how you use components of your model to guide your unit planning and your lesson planning. Criteria for acceptance on Task 1B. You need to explain how you use the components of your model to guide your unit planning and your lesson planning. The explanation should include all of the major components of the model. So for WPS, include the 5 domains as well as the 12 major design areas. And describe your planning process. Which specific components and subcomponents of the model do you use, and where do you use them, and why? What does this look like? Well, it looks like you writing out a dialogue where you describe all of these parts in your thinking. I've had many different submissions on this, and it always looks something similar to this, where you're just explaining yourself in your thinking. It should be lengthy. It should incorporate all of the elements, all of the domains, all of the subcategories of your model. It's really easy for your reviewer and all of us if you go ahead and if you submit this as either a document or a Google Doc. Ultimately, I really prefer PDFs, but anything is going to be fine. Task 1C. Submit a link of yourself explaining the contents of tasks 1A and 1B. So what we're really looking for here is a video. When you're recording, you probably have a recorder that you like. I recommend WeVideo, which is what I use for this video right now. But I also like Loom. If you have one that you prefer, go for it. Some tips, just real fast, if you're not used to recording. It doesn't have to be perfect. If somebody walks in on you recording, just, you can go back and edit it out. If you stutter or if you say something wrong, that's okay. I will probably do that several times during this video. No worries. Doesn't have to be perfect. Upload your video to YouTube. If you're a WPS teacher, you automatically have a YouTube account. And I personally like to use an external microphone. They're pretty cheap online. Criteria for this. You need to explain all of the major components of your model and describe them. Don't just read off your description from 1A and 1B. We really want to hear you and hear your thinking. Your explanation should include the strengths and weaknesses of your current model. Your explanation should include how planning decisions are made, which components will be emphasized during your planning. And then we need to see a detailed information, anything extra that helps clarify your teacher's understanding or your understanding. Anything not included in 1A or 1B already. So anything extra to add. And then finally, task 1D. This is where we need to submit electronic or scanned unit plans and accompanying lesson plans. For 1D, ultimately, we need those unit plans and lesson plans, one unit plan and lesson plans considered as a set. You may use a plan template of your choosing if you have one that you utilize, but it must address all of the domain areas and subcategories of your instructional model. It must include those daily lesson plans, so not just the unit plan. The Moodle does provide an optional NASOT template, and it's included. It's what's up on the screen right now. It's a pretty good one. It does include all of the design areas of the new art and science of teaching, so you're welcome to use that one as well. Feel free to contact me if you need any help or have any questions. If you're within the WPS system, my email address is sabbott@wps.org. And if you are outside the system or I am reviewing one of your HRT submissions or courses, you can feel free to email me at sethabbott@gmail.com. Hope this video was helpful. I'll see you again for Element 2.